And he knows what goes on with the background check.
Right. He says
I'm
doesn't
not blaming anybody locally here. What I'm saying is it seems to me a repeated. I mean,
redundant.
It's redundant and it's wasteful and it wastes resources.
I don't want to misinterpret what he was trying to say, but it could be that he was arguing that less background checks, maybe only because
honestly, he should be calling in and making the point himself.
Yeah, because you don't understand the point.
$10. He says basically that every time there's a gun owner or a gun shop owner
go answer the phone. Somebody's calling. Maybe they'll clarify it for us.
$10 a thing.
$10 a thing. I don't know what the hell that means.
So it's saying somebody's profiting from the background check and they get $10?
Oh, is he saying it's like a licensing fee? The state's making money.
Somebody.
Well, there you go.
Sense.
And if there's a cost,
kind
not that you endorse it,
makes
but
Albany sense.
It makes Albany sense.
I would say if there's a cost.
Hi, hold on. Andrew's going to get right to you.
Just like a licensing fee, I would say, that probably should come out of the pocket of the person trying to purchase the gun. If there's a cost associated with the background,
as opposed to coming out of the taxpayers.
Right.
Okay. The problem is the repetitiveness of this.
Right.
The fact that that they just keep doing it. I mean, once you've checked somebody, you got to check them again. I mean, it doesn't
it almost
make any sense.
Like encouraging you, if you want to buy a gun and you may want to buy another gun next week, just buy them both today, right?
Yeah.
Or try to.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, it is what it is. Typical of Albany. So, Tom, good morning. What's up, Tom?
Good morning. Couple things. Quick, I disagree with Willie Waffle. It's not over when you're 60.
Okay, true. How old are you now, Tom?
74.
74, and he's very active.
Still going.
Still plays rugby, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm a rugby fan, and they asked me to play rugby because if you're still playing over 70, you get certain benefits. But another thing. Fast Track gives away free coffee today, right?
I saw that, yeah.
Do they give away free tea, or do they discriminate against us tea drinkers?
Well, we'll have to check in on that. I would ask that question.
Okay, third thing. You had the different people in for the debate, and you've interviewed them separately. Well, there were several issues that I thought should be covered, which weren't.
Okay.
One, nobody spoke about the $19 trillion debt.
Mm-hmm. I did have that question on my list. I never got to it. I did have some deficit questions. I'll tell you this, though, Tom. I'm glad you brought that point up. I recently read an article in Forbes, I believe, called There Is No Deficit, and it talks about how not only lawmakers as a whole, but the Republican Party has kind of backed away from this. It used to be a point where they would hammer Obama on the deficit. They've kind of let the argument go. And the article was kind of saying we don't actually know why, but it really isn't an issue anymore.
Yeah. Well, it is an issue, but the people who pay, contribute to politicians, they don't want it brought up.
All right, next to point quickly. I got to move fast. I'm a Speedy Gonzalez here today.
Okay, I'll give you the list quick. Obamacare. No one said whether they should keep it, change it.
Yeah, they all. I got to tell you, the issue of the deficit was covered. We didn't ask the question, but the candidates spoke about it. They did.
Okay.
Secondly, hold on. Secondly, this issue about Obamacare was asked, and they each said
repeal.
Repeal. Each one said repeal.
Oh, okay.
Except for Phillips, who said repeal, but we must offer an alternative. He said that he would work towards an alternative, and the Republicans need an alternative and not just repeal.
Well, yeah, true.
Okay.
The third thing, I don't know if they got into it. There's about 6 different issues having to do with immigration. The anchor babies thing, the wall. I know they did discuss that. People who overstay their temporary visas, they come over to work for a year and they keep working forever. There's 400,000 people who have overstayed their temporary visas.
Yeah.
Nothing is done about that.
And many of them are Canadian, British, Australians.
Yep.
We're not just talking about Mexicans.
I don't care where they're from.
Yeah. All right.
Send them
okay.
back.
All right, Tom. Thanks.
Right.
Good
Bye.
stuff. And by the way, Wells is coming on in a few minutes. We're going to talk to Stephen Wells. The other story I wanted to hit here quickly, because I really wanted to anger Christine here this morning. A woman who works at Scotty's Brew House in Southport. Now that means it's a pub, it's a beer joint. So could it be different? This is in Indiana. Has given out awards And the woman who works there was given the Best Butt Award by her manager on Monday. It was at a staff award ceremony for all employees, but she was not happy about it because she had to accept it in front of about 50 people while others got stuff like Best Bartender, Best Server, etc., etc. Here, listen to this, and then I'll get Christine's comment.
They're like, oh, you're nominated for Best Butt. I'm like, oh, okay. I had to turn around, and everybody took pictures of me. And I don't know.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
What kind of bar
Lawsuit.
is this? It's just a pub?
This is
It's
a
a bar.
lawsuit.
It's a bar.
It's a lawsuit.
It might very well be. Listen.
Where those pictures are at, or what people are doing with them. I feel like I'm more than just a butt. I feel like I'm smart. I'm going to school. I have 2 jobs. I'm just trying to make money so I could continue to go to school and then get my degree and not work as like 2 jobs anymore.
All right there, Christine. You have the floor.
I just am not even. The fact that she has to say, I feel like I'm more than just a butt, is just reprehensible. The fact that her boss would, this is ridiculous. This is a lawsuit, and I hope that there are attorneys clamoring to take this case on.
Yeah, it's interesting though. I think what we've learned over the last 25 years is that not just women but men work very, very hard to look good, and they take care of themselves. They do whatever it takes to look really. But it's not something that an employer really can get into, right? Unless maybe you're working at Hooters. There is a bit of a difference there if you're working at a Hooters because, well, that's kind of what that is. This is in Indiana.
Oh, thank God it's not Florida or Mississippi.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But
Yeah.
seriously, in Indiana?
In Indiana,
I mean,
Andrew.
Well, and that's the biggest thing, too, is that in this awards ceremony, if the guy was going to really commit to this, he should have committed to this and had, a separate awards ceremony for physical features. And then, I'm not saying that I would have condoned that. I'm just saying, like, you've got best hardest worker, most improved, and then nicest butt.
Is it possible
That's the
that
problem.
What are we going to give up? Biggest biceps? We're going to
that's
try
what
to
I'm
work
saying,
it
nicest,
gender neutral here?
you
It
know.
doesn't seem like she was in on the joke. If it was a joke, if that's what you're trying to say, like, it doesn't seem like she was in on it
Right.
and took offense
Well,
to
that's
it.
my point, is
Yeah.
that
Her problem is about 50 people that were there took pictures of her rear end and
And
Yeah.
I'm now posting
Well,
them
I
on
will
social
say
that
this.
What was
wasn't
she
her
wearing?
thing.
she might have been caught up in the moment. She shouldn't have turned around.
Whoa. What did you say?
Don't even let him say that. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
I was going to say she shouldn't have turned around then.
I think you're dealing in pressure. You're dealing in peer
probably.
pressure. And by the way, employer pressure.
Yeah,
There are oftentimes I'll walk down to the front office and people ask me, turn around, look at it, turn around. And I can hear them in the
Work it,
background.
Bill.
They're admiring.
It's difficult for
They're-
us because every day we have to turn away lines of people who are just trying to see you.
For me, they're admiring, that guy can put on weight. Look how he does it. It's incredible. It is amazing how he's done that. He's so good at it. Birthdays here for Friday, June 17th, as we head into a beautiful Father's Day weekend. And we have 2 birthdays and 2 birthday cakes we're going to give away here today. Gavin Kliskowski and Ilian, happy birthday. Give him a cake. And Emily Smirlo in West Berlin, give her a cake. Each will get a cake from the Florentine Pastry Shop on Bleecker Street in Utica. You can join our VIP. Mind if I start that over? You can join our VIP club and submit your birthday online at WIBX950.com or send us a postcard, WIBX Birthdays, 9418 River Road, Marcy, 13403. Christine with news. Next on WIBX.